Italy looks like something that I don't know where they got that from. They couldn't even draw Spain correctly, Portugal or France or England, even though they lived there. And they could get the boat to go close to, you know. But again, remember what I just said. Unless you know advanced mathematics, unless you can view it from space, and unless you can apply the formulas of trigonometry, you can't draw even your own home country correctly.
Right.
You cannot draw it correctly. This is a map of 1527. I want to show you that before we move on to what we are talking about. Now here in 1528, they tried again. This is a map drawn by Benedetto Bordone of 1528. Okay? Can you see the world, what it looks like to them? Look at that. What continent is that?
North America.
No idea.
Look at
It don't even look like a continent.
it. Okay? And look what they do to West Africa. Like a dog with a mouth. Okay? Now remember they are right here in Europe, right? They are in Europe. Look at how they draw from Italy, how they connected to Spain and Portugal. Look how they draw Europe. Look at Europe today right here. They lived in Europe. They say they're in Europe, but yet they could not draw Europe correctly. 16th century, our era, 1500. So brothers and sisters, so we can appreciate the legacy that we have, that we need to go and uncover and bring forth and understand. Now, what did they see during the time? Let me show you the Periris map that I showed you. Again, as I said, is a map that goes what? Way before the first Egyptian dynasty. Right. And that Periris map, as they started searching, they Hapgood and his team where is Antarctica? Antarctica. No, on the map. Is it north or south? South. Right here, look at it on the map I have on the wall, the Peters projection. Right. This is Antarctica here. Okay? Now, on the map, this is a plane map. This is called plane because it's flat. That's why Antarctica goes from here all the way to there. Now, if you're looking at Antarctica from space, right? From space, this is how Antarctica looks today. You look at it, this is being like the center, like this is the South Pole, right? And you look at Antarctica from space. This is the shape it looks today, right? On the maps of the ancient sea kings, this is Antarctica from space. That's how they drew it.
Can you push that up?
Yes. Okay? That's a modern map. This is one of the ancient maps. That's how Antarctica looks. Now, one thing that, well, you can't see because the map here is small, you can see it in the book, is this. Today, Antarctica is completely covered with what? With ice. As you can see, that's why the coast looks just like that. However, on these ancient maps, what you see there, those lines are rivers. What you see there are rivers.
Wow.
What you see there are rivers which don't, they are no longer there.
Right.
Right.
Because ice has covered it. Not only rivers, but you have mountains that are shown on the maps. Mountains. You can see that better in the book. In other words, when Antarctica was mapped, by then, most of it was ice-free. Rivers were still flowing into the oceans around, and you could see mountains. Now, you can see those mountains two ways. Either you go there, or you see them from where? From space. From space. All right? Another view of that, maybe this will look better. Okay. All right. This is again the ancient maps. You can see now those rivers. You can, what you see there, you see those? Look at today's map of Antarctica. Everything is blank. All corners are blank. Why? Because that's the ice has covered that. You see those things you see there? Those are rivers. Those are rivers. Those are rivers that you see there. And here, when you see they show lines like that, even today they denote mountains, peaks. They put them like the little angles like that. Those are mountains being shown on these ancient maps that don't exist here. Now the question was with white, when they saw that first, they say, oh no, you know that's not true. There are no mountains in Antarctica. There are no rivers. It's all ice. Well, guess what? In the 1940 something, a team of French scientists went to Antarctica, and they did what is called seismological view of Antarctica. In other words, they take instruments that go through the ice to map the land
Terrain.
under the ice. You know what they discovered? That under the ice of Antarctica, Antarctica is exactly the way it is on this map of the ancient sea caves. That under the ice, Antarctica has mountains. Under the ice, there are those rivers that are shown on these ancient maps. So the question was, when was this done? Who mapped it?
Fasten your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt.
Well, Hapgood looked at it and began to do research. And I'm going to go now to where we're going to stay for a little while. Okay. As they did the 7 years they spent doing research, first of all, they had to find the projection, how the maps were drawn. And then they had to find out what kind of grid. Grid means this line. See, when you draw a map, you have to draw lines, right? These are grids, you know. You see these grids? You draw lines, whether you use semi-loops or circles as the one I showed you when we use the equidistant projection. So they needed to know how did and what kind of grid these ancient people used to draw the maps. First of all, he found out that they knew all the projections. The equidistant projection that I showed you they use